Wow, there is a health carnival this Saturday. Let's go.
Sounds great. It would be very beneficial for us.
There is a lot of people at that tent. Let's check it out.
Tetanus?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning!
Welcome to our booth. I am Nazulaika. Do you know what is tetanus?
No, what is that?
Well then, let me tell you about tetanus. But before that, I would like to know, have you ever fell on the ground and didn't clean those wounds quickly or correctly?
How do you know? Why do we need to? Does it matter?
That's what. Many people have been infected with tetanus. That's how I know. One of the reasons is people like you guys, they don't clean their wound quickly. So now, let me introduce to you guys about tetanus. Tetanus is a bacterial nerve disease caused by the bacteria Clostridium tetani. It is a gram-positive spore-forming and a rod-shaped bacterium. Clostridium tetani can be found almost everywhere in the environment, mainly soil. Tetanus occurs worldwide. However, it has high fatality among the infant and the elderly. Alright, now let my friend Nurse Husna explain to you about the pathogenesis, or in the other word, how the tetanus bacteria get transmitted into our body.
Alright, thank you, Nazulaika. Hi everyone, I am Miss Husna. Want to know how Clostridium tetani looks like? Here is the picture. It looks like drumstick, right? These bacteria are able to produce toxins called tetanolysin and tetanospasmin. Now, I give one example on how tetanus disease transmitted. Common cases of tetanus usually occur when the patient steps on a rusty nail that have endospore of the Clostridium tetani bacteria. When accidentally stepped, the bacteria can enter the wound, then they form the spores. Toxins will be produced too, and afterwards the toxin will be carried by blood and lymphatic systems, and eventually interfere with the motor function. But don't worry, tetanus is not contagious from person to another person. You just need to be careful, okay? Alright, now let's have a look at the symptoms experienced when you are infected with tetanus. I shall pass this to Nurse Aisha.
Hi guys! Now, let me explain to you what are the symptoms that you will feel after being exposed to this bacteria.
The symptoms include strong muscle spasms, jaw stiffness, rapid heart rate, difficulty in swallowing, fever, and sweating.
The incubation period is 1 to 2 weeks after exposure. How do you detect the presence of the bacteria? And how do you treat tetanus? Well, Nurse Soleha can answer those questions.
There are no laboratory diagnoses for tetanus. The diagnosis is entirely clinical and does not depend upon bacteriologic confirmation. When the specimen grown on blood culture, the growth can be visualized as a fine, spreading film, and while gram staining is a good method to visualize the structure of the bacteria. For the treatment, as for now, there is no other medication other than vaccination and some antibiotics to reduce the symptoms of the patient. The research is still ongoing. For infants and young children, they should receive 5 dosages of DTaP. For preteens, only 1 dose of TDAP is needed between 11 to 12 years old, and adults will receive TD or TDAP once for every 10 years. Taking a good care of the wound and get vaccinated periodically throughout the lifetime are needed because a single dosage of vaccine does not last forever. So, tetanus is dangerous if you guys take it simple.
Oh wow! I never knew that tetanus is really that dangerous. That was a really informational video. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. I hope you can pass this information to others so they can improve their knowledge about this disease.